Be gentle with yourself during the present because you just don't know what that girl in the future needs from you. Show up for her daily, take one step at a time, and it will all work out.
Good morning, guys. Today is Tuesday. We're a little less than a week out from me starting work, and I am now on my way to the nail salon to get my nails done. They look a hot mess. And the nail salon that I'm going to is called Venice Nail Spa. On these roads, common sense is not common. And now you're coming over here? My go-to nail color is actually Bubble Bath. That's my favorite. It looks so beautiful on my skin complexion. I like to do what I call Stallman nails, so it's like a stiletto, more sharp almond. And then I have to sign my lease today. I'm so freaking excited. There are a lot of pedestrians out here. Get your ass. So we just finished getting our nails done. I swear full sets used to be $26. Now a full set at most places runs you around $70 to $80. I'm coming back here. It's called Venice Nail Spa. I went to JD and he was so nice. So I don't want to give no ultimatum. If you want to come stay up. If you want to come pay. Work in the morning, finna wake up yawning. Tryna keep up with a real one, don't got no obligations. At least for today. I have to record a voiceover for our ad concept. And so I have to do it from my car because my sister is currently working in a meeting. So we're about to record a voiceover for a huge business's campaign. So I finally finished recording the voiceover and I had to do 9 takes. 9 takes. I don't know what voice actors, how many takes it takes them, but it takes me a long time. 9 takes, but it got approved. The other one was perfect the first round, and this one I had to do twice, but 9 takes and I got it done. I am exhausted. Happy Wednesday, guys. I am on my way to Alter Cafe. I have to do a bit of research for this campaign that we are finalizing today. They're going to be submitting their proposal at 5 p.m. And my job at this point is just doing a little bit more research and fine-tuning the strategy so that when we present it to the client, they don't have a lot of questions. It's just like, wow, that really ate. We didn't think about that. That's amazing. That's how you want your client meetings to go. You don't want to just regurgitate things that they already know. If they wanted you to do that, they would have asked you to. You need to come with new, fresh, and very insightful ideas. And so today, that is my goal. So far on this project alone, I've logged well over 40 hours, which is quite a lot for a consulting project and me not being an employee now. And this is the most amount of hours that I've logged consulting, which I'm so excited about because it's just a breath of fresh air, and I just love how they always call me and they have questions and they really value my opinion, they value my ideas. This has been like the perfect project and opportunity for me to just exercise my creativity and just exercise the autonomy over my ideas. You have no idea as a creative how stunting it can be to your growth if you are at the wrong agency. If you give them your ideas and they consistently shut them down, or they don't allow you to be heard, they don't ask you questions in meetings, like that can really turn you off from this career field. But this is my goddad's agency and everyone is just so freaking nice. It's just beautiful when I get to wake up and do work, but it doesn't feel like work. It's just like research and coming up with ideas and campaigns and bringing things together, and that I can do in my sleep. So I'll talk to you guys once we get to the coffee shop. that they created for the concept and what I had to do a voiceover for. And it was so funny hearing my voice on there, but it sounded so good. I'm assuming they had like an editor who was able to just condense the sound, but it sounds so good. I don't know if voice acting will be in my future. I don't think that I'm that good at it, but it served the purpose for us to be able to submit our pitch, so I'm happy. Who would have thought that little old me would be the voice of this little ad? So if the ad comes out and my voice stays on it, I might have to charge a little talent fee. But that was just so fun. I would have never thought the personas that I was doing were that of the likes of a mom, so it was a little hard because I feel like I have a baby voice, but I did it. And it's on the pitch. Oh, and I bought my shoes for work. I was looking for something that emulates the Prada loafer, but on a beer budget. So these were both $35 on Amazon. My first pair came this morning, and I'm not gonna lie, you definitely should size a whole size up. I just did a half size up. I should have done a whole size. I'm normally a 7.5 and I got an 8. I should have gotten an 8.5 because they are really tight, so I will have to break these in for sure. But they're so cute, right? They're by the brand Verdasco. They're very, very cute. They feel like really great quality. Only thing is it's very, very, and I have wide feet, so I mean, that's kind of narrow. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'll just break them in. The great thing is for work, at least for training, I won't have to like walk much. And then the other pair that I got are black with gold hardware because you guys know I am a gold girly. I do mixed metals for the purposes of when I do wear something with like silver or anything, it doesn't like flash. They're also these, they're by the brand Verdasco as well. I got these in an 8.5, so we'll see how those fit. They're supposed to come tomorrow. And then I also just got a couple more beauty maintenance things because I still was under budget and I'm not getting my hair done this month. I'm just going to keep this in and continue washing it and styling it. And then I ordered some lash clusters because I'm gonna do my own lashes. I got the ones that I bought at first were mainly D-curl, and D-curl doesn't really look good on me. Like this is C, and these are C-curl spikes, and then down here is like a C-curl. So, but the C-curl that I have that's at the base is a little too short. Another pack that has longer ones, these, and then I also got these. These are a little bit more spiky, so I won't have to do the spikes myself because I'm not a lash tech, but we're still on the DIY little stage for now because as you guys saw, I budgeted for most of my money this month to go towards furnishing my apartment. And then I got 2 hairsprays. One of them is for hold, and then the other one is a dry shampoo because I'll be gone for 2 weeks and I'm not going to be bringing my blow dryer and everything to wash my hair. So I figured why not try the Amika Perk Plus Extended Clean Dry Shampoo. So I'll let you guys know how I like it while I'm gone. And then I also got the Amika Fluxus Touchable Hairspray because I found that like the overnight curlers, they give you a flawless blown out type of look, like bombshell curls. However, they fall really quickly, especially when it's really hot outside. I don't think where I'm going is going to be hot outside, but I just want to mitigate any issues. And then I forgot to show you guys, I also got this pack of lashes. These are more natural. So yeah, I have quite a few options for lashes. I got shoes. In the mail this morning, I'm gonna do an actual like a whole video on this because I'm partnering with them, but I just want to let y'all know right now, do you hear this material? Like this material is buttery soft. I got these shirts from this brand called Umii, U-M-I-E-Y. They have a shop on Amazon. I'll have their stuff linked below. But when I tell you this is the most buttery soft top I've ever worn in my life, like it's so comfortable, literally double lined, like so thick. And double lined to the point where I could wear no bra. And you can like, it's tight enough, it's comfy. Like if you're one of those sensory type of people, I definitely am, like the texture of clothes and all that stuff matters. This is literally the best shirt I've ever had in my life. Like I'm definitely gonna up on a bunch of black and white ones just so I can have a ton of options for those days when I just want to throw on a pair of leggings and go out the door. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed working with me today. I'll see you tomorrow.
Listen. who shot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in store. With the Goldie sound, can't no PD niggas hold me down. Cooler, school me to the
LaGuardia's Airport. I still have a little bit of traveling to do. I have to catch a train at Grand Central actually to Connecticut. I have to still collect my things, but I figured I should stop and get something to eat. So I'm just getting like a little bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a bagel. It's afternoon now. It's like 18, or no, not 18. It's like 12:40 something. Our plane actually got delayed, but I'm not too mad at it. I slept like a baby on the flight. I actually got this from inside the airport when I was traveling some months ago, and it's changed my life. I think I might have bought it when I went on my first brand trip. It's really super plush, just like memory foam neck pillow, and what I like to do is I put it not on my back of my neck, but I put it in the front and I just lay my head on it and I go to sleep. That's the better. So I feel a lot more well rested because I did stay up pretty late, just like jitters, nerves, but now we're here and I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I had thought I would have a little bit more time to like do some stuff, but since the flight delayed, I don't have as much time. So we have one more stop to make. We have to go to Grand Central and then we're on to the final destination.
If you're afraid of your past or afraid of your future, you'll be frozen in a dysfunctional present. There is only one resolution, and it comes straight from 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting the whole of your care, all your anxieties, all your worries, all your concerns, once and for all, on Him, for He cares for you. Cast those cares off of your life and never pick them up again. That was so timely because there are so many things that I am dreading and that I'm also really anxious about because obviously the future is unknown. So for anybody who is in a transitional period in your life right now where you're dreading your past and fearful about the future, cast all of your worries aside and just trust in God and know that He will order your steps, and what is next and what's ahead is like so bright and beautiful, and it's better than anything you could ever imagine. And so it's really hard to be in that type of space, like trusting, right, of like what's next, but I feel like it's gonna be good for you and also for me.
I'm so ready to take my baby. Oh, that's cute.
I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me. To run away with me.
Today is day one of moving. I literally just got back in town. I was gone for 2 weeks and I just went to Home Goods and I grabbed two really cute nightstands. My bed isn't going to come for another 2.5 weeks, but I figured I might as well just start the process of like getting my room together. So once my bed comes, that's literally the last thing I have to put together. Right now, I'm trying to prepare for my movers tomorrow. They're coming with all of my things and I have a lot of stuff. And before I used to have this display area where I could keep all my purses and everything. And so now that I no longer have that, I'm having to really get creative and think about how I'm going to make my wardrobe more of like a boutique, like shopping, like, because that's what helps me get ready in the mornings, being able to see everything and know where everything is so important. And so I want to take my time and make sure I'm actually getting the right solutions for my closet. And so I'm thinking about getting drawers to put into the closet that's in my main hallway, because it opens up. It's not sliding door, so I don't have to worry about how far the drawers come out or if they'll come out at all. And it's really wide, so I could probably fit 2 dressers inside of it. So I've been trying to look on Target and just see if I can find a really cheap dresser. And I'm trying to see, this one's $300. I think I can do better than that. This one is 4 drawers, and they only have 2 left, and it comes in this espresso color. I think I like the espresso color, so I might get 2 of these, and they're 4 drawers, so then I will have 8 drawers. And then I'm going to look at shoe organizers, because I might be able to do the 4 drawer dressers and then organize my shoes in there too. If I find a bookshelf, maybe. If I find a bookshelf in the same material, maybe I could do that. This is a 5-shelf bookcase. You guys think I'm taking a chance? I think I'm taking a chance, but I'm willing to take it because the modern wood thingies are only like, they're cheap. They're not that expensive. And then I can put my shoe organizer inside of my closet, inside of my bedroom. I'm thinking, that's crazy. $366 only for 2 3-shelf bookcases and 2 4-drawer dressers. And they're both in espresso brown. I think that's going to look really cute in the closet. It's going to add a little bit of a moody effect, I think. But this is what I'm buying. So the room essentials, 2 of those, and then 2 of these. I think we're good. Why do I have to sign in to check out? What the hell? Apparently I have $32 worth of Target Circle rewards. I did not know that every single time we entered our stuff, we were getting money back. Had I known that, I would have moved a little differently. I would have been a little bit more adamant about entering my phone number every time I purchased. Instead of paying $400 for this, I'm paying $368 because I put in my Target Circle rewards. We bought groceries. We got soap dispensers for the bathroom. I also got some super cute little measuring cups for my kitchen because the measuring cups that I had were just really janky, and I'm really trying to get back into my cooking era in this era of my life. And I don't know about y'all, but ever since I've used a bath sheet, I just can't go back to regular towels. They're just way too small. And I'm not the type of person who likes to actually dry myself off when I get out the shower. I just like to wrap the towel around me. And I'm really weird. I like to be cold when I get out the shower, so I just like walk around wet. And when you have a big bath sheet, it just makes that process a lot more seamless and just looks. It's just like it's like a blanket, but it's a towel. Especially for my little body, it covers everything. Guys, I've been looking at this welcome mat. I think it's so cute. Like, just imagine you walk inside my house and you say, hey, like, welcome to my house. This is super cute. I don't know. Let me know if I should come back and get this. It's not a need, so I'm not gonna get it right now, but I'm thinking about it. I'll show you guys what I got. So far, I've gotten laundry detergent. I was a Tide Pod girl for a really long time, but this is the same price as a Tide Pod box that would get me 64 loads, and this gets me 107. This is twice as much, so I'm just going to stick to the laundry detergent. And then I got some dryer sheets, wash for my dishes. I have some body wash, and I got some body wash lotion and shampoo and conditioner containers for my actual shower, so I'm very excited about that. And then I just got some hand soap, because you guys know I got the hand soap dispenser, and bars of soap, because you wash with bars of soap first, then body wash. It's everything that I need to get. And then, oh, we found the towels. I need towels too for my bathroom. I have some cute decorative ones. Let's see. Is it cute? It's literally $17 though. I've kind of been on like a black towel kit. I don't need anything crazy. They have bath sheets. These are bigger than a regular bath towel. These are bath sheets. So, you see the price difference? That's why, because this is a sheet. I'm going to get one for now, because I just need one to be able to take a shower today. And then, over time, I'll invest in more. And I just need a rag. These are $5. I like the rags that are crunchy. The rag is too soft. Is it actually cleaning you? Truly. I'm gonna get these scratchy ones for $5. And I think we're done. We got everything on my list. So I got everything that I needed from Target, but they could probably fit like in this pocket or straight across. Home Goods, I found these and I remembered that the countertop of my bathroom has these little yellow accents. So I got a soap dispenser that matches it, and I also got a little tumbler that matches it too, so it can all go into the vase. And then I got some of the Mrs. Meyer's Cleaning Day. This smells so good, y'all. I'm gonna put that in this soap dispenser so I can have soap. And I stole toilet paper from my sister for her apartment. So let's do that now. Nothing crazy. Just gotta transfer over this soap, get it going. And this container is really big, so I think we can take all of it. Everything's starting to come together really well. So I'm gonna continue doing little small things around here. I just ordered some food. I'm gonna take a little break and then I'll come back and talk to you guys. Good morning, guys. Today is official move day and I'm very, very excited. This is the last time we'll see this space looking like this, and I'm just very, very excited for everything to come together. They just went to my storage unit and picked up my stuff, and I have a TaskRabbit here who is just putting together some bookshelves as well as my 4-drawer dressers that we picked up yesterday, and I'm really, really excited. But I am going to church today. Just have on these overalls and a cardigan. I'll see you guys when I get back from church. So the TaskRabbit just left, but these are those 2 4-drawer dressers that I told you guys that I was going to get. They're literally ginormous, but I'm happy about that because we need all the space that we can get. So the only thing is when my clothes are put up above this, it's not going to be as ideal because they're going to be like hanging on top of it. But this isn't for aesthetic purposes. This is really just to be able to house my things. But what I love is that I have this space to the sides of both of them where I can put my longer coats so that they don't like drape over the actual dresser. And I'm thinking on top of the dresser I can put my perfumes and stuff, just depending on like how this ends up coming out. But I'm just more than happy that I have like a dresser with 8 drawers that can house all of my stuff that needs to be folded. And then I have my suitcases, my luggage up here. I actually need to replace this because the wheel is broken. It looks dirty as ever. I'm definitely buying a suitcase cover for my next luggage set. And then I just have other duffel bags and stuff up there. So I really wanted to keep my bathroom really minimal. I stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks and I just loved the way it looked in the shower. They just had this little rack with all 3 bottles and it was just so easy to use and you just refill it as you need to. And personally for me, I'm not the type of person who has 5,000 different body washes, 5,000 different shampoos and conditioners. Like I really do keep it minimal because I've always had relatively small spaces that I live in, and if I do have extra, it's because brands have sent it to me and I have to try it or I'm waiting to give it away. So in this apartment, I want to be a lot more intentional about overstock and just like making sure that I'm only keeping what I need because, child, I have a lot of stuff. But I also got this really cool magnetic lock. It's like adhesive and you can put it on your wall to hold your knives. Like, let's envision like lamp here, right? And then we have like the little wooden block and then them hanging right there, you know? Or should I do knives over here? We're gonna go into the bathroom now and put these shelves together. This is as far as I've gotten with my bathroom. I'm gonna keep a lot of the bathroom decor that I had before with like my Ace prints and everything else, but got quite a lot going on in here. This is a soap dish and I have my Dial soap currently in my shower on the floor. I do want to put my like bottles of shampoo and stuff on this back wall because that's fine to be seen. I really got this set because I wanted hooks to be able to hold my loofah and like everything else. Maybe like right here. And I think when you're doing this, like, don't just do it all at once. Definitely, like, take a step back, look, and see how you feel about things. These are not the type of things that, like, you can just play around with. I really like how clean and minimal my shower looks right now. I really don't want to add anything to it. That might just be what you have to do. Is that practical, Rikki? One thing it never was that deep, but I always make everything that deep because once you make these decisions, y'all, it's really hard to make that decision. It's up there. The way I put it in here is just like bar of soap and then 2 hooks for the wash rags. I feel like that's not too distracting. It's not too much, not too much. And then if I put the thing over here with the 3 bottles that are labeled, then it just won't be as distracting. Now, I did do some laundry. I didn't grow up with washer and dryer machines like this. Like growing up sometimes, because we went from a lot of different houses, like we lived in a lot of different types of properties. So to be honest with you, like sometimes if we didn't have a washer and dryer, my mom would like take us to the laundromat and whatnot. So this is kind of different for me. And like my last place, I had a washer and dryer, but it was not nearly this nice. Like there's so many little extra settings on here and I'm like so excited to use. I like that while I felt like this closet was so far from everything else, but I can truly appreciate how close it is to my washer and dryer because as I do my laundry, I can literally just push my clothes out the way and come in here and fold. I know you guys are like, girl, we can't even see you. But that's okay. Oh man, oh. My body wash into the other little label bottle. I did that earlier today. Do not recommend, if you're going to do something like this where you're transferring it over to this type of bottle, please use like gel body wash. Do not use anything that is the consistency like Dove because that was just a nightmare trying to transfer that over. Hey guys, so the time is now 4 something and my movers are here and they are moving everything into my building. They're downstairs loading everything up, but I had a couple of packages from Amazon and stuff come. I've just been working on labeling all of my spices because I really want to get back into my cooking bag. I will have everything linked in my Amazon storefront if you guys want to add it to your wish list or purchase it for your own apartment. But as of right now, focus has been getting this lamp open for under my sink. I just feel like that's so cute. When people have a sink under their lamp, it just gives me farmhouse kitchen vibes. Now I'm gonna keep the cord for it for a second because this might eventually turn into an actual lamp for my bedroom. Just in the meantime, until I get actual bedside table lamps. But she looks like she's very cutesy. I don't know why my camera is so dark. I need to buy a new one ASAP. Because it's just ratchet. So ratchet. Like that. Take this off because this is not cute. I don't think this can fit under my sink. I really don't think that it can. But it's worth the try, right? It's always worth the try. And it also has USB plugs in it. So that's perfect for on my counter or in my bedroom. This came really flat and depleted. Like, what's going on? How is this even supposed to work? Please. I guess that's why directions aren't optional. So it's inverted. So this goes up at the top like that. What do they want me to do? Y'all, I am genuinely confused. ready to start my work day. I just warmed up myself a little breakfast sandwich. I'm about to sit down at my little makeshift desk for the day to work. And I just remembered that yesterday I was so busy moving in stuff that I didn't set up my Wi-Fi. Let's see. I'm about to set up my Wi-Fi now. I wanted to show you guys the progress of my room. Ignore the pillows and the lack of a bed frame. That will come in the next week or two. But I'm loving my bedside table. Originally, this lamp was planned for under my kitchen sink, but it's a bit too tall, so we have it now in my bedroom. I just have one for now. I probably will get a second one just to balance things out, but honestly, when you're out here in my, like, looking into my room, you can't even see the other side, and most of the time I'll film like this, so I probably don't have to invest in the second one, and I might shift everything slightly over to the left, just because I feel like it's really cramped over there towards my closet. But my closet is being filled with coats because I have those two large dressers out there. I'm not able to put my coats actually out there because they're too long. They would cover the dresser, so now we have everything just like this. So this is what it's giving. Nothing too crazy. I still have my duvet from my last apartment. I actually need to put my covers inside of it, but this is what it's giving today. I'm actually going to fix a couple of things like the least I can do. But you guys get the rough idea. Once everything is actually chopped and sitting right, and it should be, I think everything will come together as it should. I have a cream bed frame coming, so I'm very excited for how all of this will turn out and like come together. I found the cutest little thing for possibly to use to organize my Keurig pods over here. So as you guys can see, I've set up my little coffee station, right? And I found two different Keurig pod organizers. So this one could go on the side of my Keurig, but that means that at no point would I have the option to put it flush up against the wall. It would always have to be a little off of the wall. So that design solution is not as ideal. Same with this one. This one is on the actual thing and there's two sides. It's clear, it's very cute, but also not all of my Keurig pods are always going to be cute and look like this. So it might be more practical to keep them off to the side where people can't see them. This is just how my brain works as I'm trying to process. I have to think both practically as well as functionally, and I think because I already have it set up this way where it's not completely flush to the wall, because the cord, as you move it out, you can just see too much of it, and I don't like that. So I have it off here a little bit more. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think I should do. I will pause on doing that until you guys give me guidance. Today I went to Dunkin'. We are finally weaning off of Starbucks. I feel like living in a college town, there were mainly Starbucks literally everywhere on campus and surrounding campus. So that was really mostly what I had access to quickly to get coffee. And today I just got an iced coffee. I got 1 pump butter pecan syrup and French vanilla, and then I got sweet cream cold foam, and I mixed it all the way up because I don't like their sweet cream cold foam. It's way too sweet. Sipping on that and trying to sip your coffee is like torture. So I just mix it up, but I like it. I like it a lot. But I called the internet people because my internet is still not set up. Apparently I needed an Ethernet cord. I don't have that. My old apartment spoiled me, and the Wi-Fi came with my base package, and I didn't have to have a router or like an Ethernet cord or anything set up. It was just through my building. This building is a little bit different. Apparently I need an Ethernet cord and a Wi-Fi router. I could have bought a Wi-Fi router, but they said I could rent one for $10.99 a month. I just said I'll rent one. I don't have time to be thinking about that, and I need Wi-Fi like ASAP to be able to do my job. So that's what we're looking at right now. I have a couple of things that I need to do here as far as apartment wise. I did take the time this morning to move a few of my items into my closet. I think I'm going to be mainly using my bedroom closet, a coat closet for all of my longer items, and then I'll keep all of my tops and cute jackets inside of that closet out there just to keep that closet more cute. But I just wanted to take the time to say how amazing God is, because y'all, literally, I'm gonna do a little story time. So story time, I was on my way to my work trip and they had given me some equipment and I lost said equipment on the train on my way to my hotel. And I was freaking out in that moment. I'm like, yo, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna lose my job? Because this is equipment, like this is very expensive. This is not ideal, but God turned it around. I prayed so hard on the way there. And throughout that situation, it just showed me how much growth I've exhibited, because I was talking to the train station, the Metro North, and I was telling them my situation, and they're like, well, we have a specific process that we go through, so if your items are found on the train, we can't just give it to you. We have to put it in a lockbox and it has to be sent to Grand Central. Now, for my work training, I was in Connecticut, so I was just an hour train ride away from Grand Central, but it was not convenient for me to be traveling during my training period. So it was just very gut-wrenching hearing this on the phone, that my items are going to be sent back. And I'm like, well, what if I'm out of a computer for days? That's not ideal. They're definitely going to fire me. So that ends up not happening, right? He's telling me, well, if you meet the train at 4:17 down at the train station, then if they're still on the track, it normally takes them 5 to 10 minutes to do a sweep. If you meet them, you can grab your items. And I'm like, yes. I believe that if I get there by 4:17, I can grab my things. Well, I make it to the train station and the train isn't on the track. I literally sprint like Sha'Carri. I'm running like I'm in the Olympics to this train, and the train isn't even on the tracks. It's gone. It's left. I go talk to one of the people who are working inside of the train station to ask them about said train. They said it's already going back to Grand Central. And I'm like, well, darn. So at this point, I had already emailed my job and I let them know that my equipment was missing. And I let them know that I filed a report with the Metro North and that it would take 3 to 5 business days for my items to be shipped back to Grand Central if they were found. And they were like, that's fine. They got me in contact with someone who could completely shut down the equipment. And then the next day I came into work. And while I could have come into work freaking out, super scared, just with a bad attitude, I came in with an attitude of like, you know what, I'm here to stay. Regardless of what's going on, regardless of the fact that I don't have my computer. Oh, and I didn't disclose what was in the bag. What was in the bag was my MacBook, my iPad Pro, my vlogging camera, as well as my equipment for work. So it was just like so gut-wrenching, because I'm like, everything that is literally my life has been centered around is in this bag. My livelihood is in this bag. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive this. Not only am I taking a hit with this new job, but I'm taking a hit personally, because these are things that I use on the day-to-day to do my job. So I was freaking out, but I'm like, you know what? All that I have is all that I need. All that I have is myself, and that has to be enough today to get me through, because it's not about what I possess. It's not about the equipment that I have. It's not about any of that. God gave me abilities that I don't ever need a piece of technology to be able to use. It's what's in me, not what's on me. It's not what I possess, it's what I am. So I came with that affirmation over myself into my first day of training, and I think it really served me well, and God made everything okay. They immediately gave me new equipment, and I was able to go into the day with just a great posture. I ended up confiding in a few of my coworkers about my circumstances, and they were like, how are you so calm? And I'm just like, I don't know, because I just have a feeling like God is just going to work all of this out. And I didn't know why any of it happened, and still to this day, I don't know God's reasoning. But I feel as though he needed me to focus. If I had brought my vlog camera, my personal laptop, and all of those other things from this previous season of my life into this new era, I wouldn't have been able to cultivate the relationships that I did. I wouldn't have been able to show up in the way in which I did. And I wouldn't have been able to absorb as much as I did, because I would have been trying to split myself equally between two worlds. Most of the time when I have free time, when I have my laptop and my iPad and stuff, I will create content. I will be in the mode of editing or doing those things. And so when there were opportunities for me to mingle and mix with my coworkers, I would have been answering other emails or just looking into things that had nothing to do with what I was trying to do currently. And it just really put into perspective, there is a time and a place for everything. And those 2 weeks were not the time nor the place for me to be creating content or doing anything in any regards to my previous business, because this is a new chapter. And like, why are we looking back or trying to do two things at once? And so it was just so freeing not having to like pull out my vlog camera or like having to work on this project or that project on the side while I was trying to grasp this. Now, am I saying I will never juggle both because I'm juggling both right now? No, but I'm saying this was the very beginnings of me starting something new. And so many of us go through those transitional periods where we're trying to start something new whilst trying to maintain something old, and you don't give yourself the opportunity to really learn and absorb and engage with the new thing in the way in which you should, because you're still stuck on the old. And I was able to go into it so new, so fresh. I'm low-key an underdog in this space because while everyone else came prepared, I came with no equipment. I lost my equipment. And I don't want them to look at me as though I'm incapable of doing my jobs. I just came with a newfound sense of hunger because of that. And I showed up in ways that I can't explain. And this reminds me of my 7th grade year when I came into a new school. I went to a college preparatory high school called Walnut Hills. I came in and we had this summer project we had to do. And for whatever reason, I missed one piece of the instruction. And so where we had to like map out the story arc on like this chart. And I got a C on the assignment, and I was not used to getting C's. Up until this point, I was a straight A student. So I was very upset. I was frustrated with myself because I'm like, how could you have missed something so big that was a huge portion of this project? And I met up with my English teacher. His name was Mr. Reardon, and I will never forget him. And I just let him know that is so unlike me, and I just want you to know I feel like I've given you a really bad first impression of who I am as a student, and that is not me at all. And when I tell you by the end of the year I was his favorite student, I was excelling the most in the class, and I completely flipped it around because I felt like I had a dog in the fight. I felt like I came in as an underdog and I had something to prove. And so while I don't think that God made me purposefully misplace my things, I do think that you always have to have the perspective of not why is this happening to me, but why is this happening for me? And I'm glad that I didn't have my things because it allowed me to just focus and just like engage with my coworkers, engage with what I was learning, because this is all very new. What I'm doing is very new to me. Never done anything like this, but it's stretching me and it's growing my mind. It's growing my network. It's just doing a lot of the things that I wanted it to do in the first place, and this is why I've chosen this path. And I'm just glad that it's turning out exactly how I wanted it to. But I'm telling you, on that day when it happened, I wanted to cry. My eyes got watery, but I didn't allow myself to just get consumed with what I was feeling. I was like, God made you to be a resourceful girl. He made you to be a faithful girl, and he's not going to lead you astray. While you may feel as though you don't have anything that you need to be successful, let me remind you that you have everything that you need to be successful, Rikki. You have everything within you to be successful. And this is my reminder to many of you out there who are embarking on something new, or on the brink of discovering something new or starting something new. Just because your starter pack may be barren, just because you don't have theoretically everything that you think you need, the best equipment, the best resources, the training, that doesn't mean that you're still not called to be exceptional at your role. Because had I allowed those circumstances to affirm for me that I wasn't ready or that I wasn't good enough to go into this space, I easily could have been the worst performing in the space. I could have not made any connections. I could have just gone about it in the absolute worst way that would have made them re-question if I was the right hire. But I didn't allow that to happen. And that's been the story of my life in so many instances where I decide in a day to start an agency, or decide in a day to move in this type of apartment. So many people would have disqualified themselves before even trying to go into the process, before even trying to prove themselves. You disqualify yourself and you say, I'm not worthy. When God made you worthy, He made you worthy before you even were given a name. He gave you purpose before you were ever even given a name. He gave you purpose before you were given a title. So why wait for someone else to validate or affirm for you that it's going to be okay? You decide for yourself that it's going to be okay. You decide to show up as though it's okay. And it just might turn out to be okay. And even if it doesn't turn out to be okay in that moment, doesn't mean that it's not going to be okay in the future. And that's the perspective that I gained after that really crazy experience. But it was exactly what I needed to go into this new space with a newfound hunger. No, I'm not going to let you guys think that I'm irresponsible or I was a bad hire, because I'm not. I've literally had all of these things for years and I've never misplaced any of my items ever. So the fact that everything disappeared all at once was just like so unlike me, and it was really upsetting for me. But it was like it needed to happen. It needed to be removed so that I could focus. And now that I've focused and I've zeroed in on what's before me, I feel like I'm just so blessed. I'm sitting here and I'm looking out this window right here, and I'm just thinking to myself, wow, God, you are so amazing. You're so, like, I prayed to be in this very seat, looking at this very view during my work day, and I get to do that. I get to be inspired by my space and the things around me. And so even when I do wake up and I don't feel like doing it, I just have to remember a year ago, I'm just looking out these windows and I'm just like, wow, we did it. A year ago, I was in the worst time of my life. I felt like everything around me was just crumbling. I was going through the process of doing a lot of testing for my health because there were so many things going wrong, and I found out that I had PCOS. I went through one of the worst friendship breakups around this year. I felt like I was completely betrayed by many of the people in my friend group, and so it just felt like I could trust no one. I also went through a really bad experience with a guy, and all of these things came together, and it tried to crush me. It tried to crush my spirit. It tried to kill me. But today I am a living testament that when you decide to be okay, when you decide to still be great, when you decide to still be a light, even though people are trying to throw so much darkness and so much shade your way, but you still decide to shine anyway, this is what you get. When you continue to show up regardless of, even if all of your things are stolen, even if your spirit is robbed away from you, even if your energy is depleted and you still show up anyway, this is the product of that. And it just makes me so emotional, because if I could go back into that hospital room with myself when I think I had a panic attack. I don't know what it was, but my heart rate was out the roof. I came home, I was dizzy, I was shaking uncontrollably, and my head was pounding so badly. And it was after all of these events had occurred, and I think my body was just having a really traumatic response to all of the trauma that was happening in my life. And so I went to the hospital, and I'll never forget, there was this woman, and she was like an angel. Because I was sitting there, I was crying, and I had no one at the hospital with me, right? Like, I went to college an hour and a half away from home, and it was the middle of the night. So both of my close friends at the time were home, and I was just in that hospital by myself. My phone was on 5%, and all I had was myself and God. And this woman walks in the room, and I'm like, am I going to be okay? And she was like, she looked at me. Most of the time, doctors are really cold. They don't really provide a lot of reassurance. But she looked me dead in my eyes. She was like, you're going to be okay. And I was just like, and I'm okay. I'm more than okay. I'm great now. And so that was a year ago. And I wish I could say the very next day everything was okay, because it wasn't. I went through many more months of depression and anxiety and so many other things of just trying to figure out where I was going in life and what was next. And I thought that if I did enough, if I put myself in the right places, if I did the work, that then everything that God had in store for me would be revealed. And that's not the way it works, unfortunately. I'm here to tell you guys that's not how it works. You're going to be uncomfortable for a really long time, and you're going to be in the wilderness for a really, really long time. And depending on how faithful you are, that's going to determine how much or how long you're in the wilderness. And I think I was in the wilderness a little bit longer than I had to be, because I kept trying to find new routes. Like, just imagine this. I'm going to give you guys an analogy. Just imagine you're trying to find your purpose path, right? And you're in the middle of the wilderness, because many of us who are Christians, we have big plans, we have big dreams, and none of them are outlined by those who are in the flesh, right? There is no written blueprint for what you are supposed to do, nor what I am supposed to do, because we're not meant to do things the worldly way, right? And so it's very hard navigating these new spaces, or spaces that already exist, but navigating them in the way in which a Christian woman would, or a Christian woman should. So when you go and you see things being done the way that they're done, God implants this idea, oh, well, this is great, but you can do it like this. Well, that's great. He gives me an idea, but how am I going to do it like this? So you're in this wilderness, you're trying to find your purpose path, and someone comes across you and they're like, oh, well, if you do X, Y, and Z, the T is, we found a way for you to get to this river, and that'll get you to your purpose path quicker. So you're like, cool, bet. I'm going to follow you, and we're going to go down to this river, and we're going to get to my purpose path quicker, right? So you start taking the path and following this person towards this river. You get to the river, and the river is frozen over. So now you have to wait at this river all the way until it is completely thawed out for you to even ride it to your purpose path. So then you're sitting there, you're camping out, you're waiting, you're like, oh, we've been waiting forever here, I don't understand. Then someone else comes and they say, oh, I found out that there is a shuttle to the purpose path. If you follow me tomorrow night, we're going to catch the shuttle to the purpose path. So you're like, hey, I can catch a shuttle to the purpose path right now. Let's go. So you get on the shuttle, and lo and behold, well, no, you wait one night for the shuttle, and lo and behold, the shuttle breaks down before it can come back to come pick y'all up to go to the purpose path. So you're like, the river didn't work. Now the shuttle's not working. Something's got to give. You're going back and forth with the people for the shuttle, and now someone comes on a bicycle, and you're like, oh my God, this is the way to the purpose path. You ask them to stop and give you a ride on the back of their bicycle. They're like, cool, I got you. You get on the bicycle. The bicycle gets a flat. You're like, we were this close to the purpose path. My bicycle has gotten a flat now. What the heck am I going to do? At this point, you tried the river, you tried the shuttle, you tried the bicycle. Now you're sitting here and you're like, God, what am I supposed to do? Well, God says, well, you should have asked me in the beginning. See, had you walked just 100 feet further, you would have been to your purpose path, but you were so busy trying to find the quickest way to get to where you were supposed to be. You were so busy trying to look for the perfect opportunity, the worldly opportunity to get you to where you think I want you to be, that you oversaw the fact that you were very close to getting to your purpose path. And had you not called on me today, someone else would have come and they would have told you you could have taken a flight to your purpose path. And you want to know what would have happened to that flight? It would have went down. And that is just the perfect analogy to show you that so many of us get so anxious and get so wrapped up in trying to get to the end of what we think is our journey. We want to wrap it up and get to the point where we're supposed to be, sitting at the table and occupying the seat that we know God has for us. But there is beauty in the process, and you cannot rush it. You cannot try this get rich quick scheme, that get famous quick scheme, this climb the corporate ladder scheme, that, because it quite literally gets you nowhere. It continues to slow down your process. And I was so busy trying to do this and do that. And everything was very strategic, don't get me wrong. I haven't been all over the place. But if I put in the same amount of effort daily that I do for the multitude of things that I do on one thing, I probably would have gotten to my purpose path a lot quicker. If you watched my previous vlog, you guys saw my little talk about how I feel like my life has so much purpose and meaning now, and it's because I've been focused on a singular thing. There is a singular motive and focus for me these days, and God is continuing every single day to eliminate the distractions and the blinders out of my life to keep me focused. And so this is going to be a refining period, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but he needs you to be focused on your walk and your walk alone. You can't look left and right to what other people are doing. Some people are catching flights there. Some people are biking there. Some people are catching a shuttle. Some people are even riding down the river. But you're walking, and your walk is your walk, and you have to take it at your own pace. Do not compare your future to someone's now. It's very important to be present where you are and focus in on that and say, is it better than my yesterday? And is it pleasing and preparing me for my future? So I really hope that this talk was encouraging for someone, because I really needed it. I really would have loved to watch this sort of video as I was going along my journey, but it's very, very important to give yourself grace and just to, you know, tap in with yourself and be very willing to give grace as you are going through your walk, because you are going to be tempted to try this and to try that because you've seen it work for someone else. But just because it worked for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You need to tap in, and you need to get calibrated back to God. You need to dial into your GPS system and say, God, which way do I go? And he will tell you. He will move your compass, and he'll say, they're going left, you need to be going right. And that's very pivotal and important, especially when you feel like you're on the brink of unlocking your next level. Because so many of us have always been on the brink, but we don't quite make it to the next level because we get caught up in all of the distractions, because the enemy will try to distract you. All of those different pathways I talked about, the bicycle, the raft, the river, those are all tactics by the enemy to keep you from reaching your destination. And so you have to have discernment to know what's a distraction and what's not. Good morning, guys. Today is actually my first official day of work, so let's get ready together. They prepared a very special breakfast for all of the new hires today, so I'm just gonna make sure that I leave by around 8 so I can get into the office a little earlier than usual. I want to leave about 30 minutes earlier because luckily I went into the office yesterday. I needed to drop off some of my equipment, but I got my bearings and I realized how the elevators work, and I saw that my key card is working, and it was just like a lot of things that I'm glad that I was able to just flesh out beforehand. And that's why, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, all throughout my college experience, on the first day of classes, that was the first day I ever used to see my college classrooms. But some people made it a habit of, like, days before the semester started, going and actually see where their classes were and just trying to get their bearings. And I definitely recommend that. So you can just walk in and just be light. You don't want to walk in and seem stressed or anything like that, because that really does affect your energy. And I don't know about y'all, but I've been in very high stress situations lately, and no one would be able to know. They would never be able to tell unless I told them, because I just like to keep it very, very light, and I like to keep it very, very calm and peaceful for myself. And I think just knowing that we can find peace and rest in God and our faith is really what keeps me going on the day-to-day. I low-key wanted to curl my hair today, but I don't know that I have the strength to do that. So we're gonna keep it straight for now, just because that's the easiest thing to do. But I may come back in here and do my hair. And let me know, do you guys do hair first, makeup, and then clothes? Or do you do makeup, hair, then clothes? Or do you do clothes, then the other two? Let me know. I am one of those people, I do my makeup first, because sometimes I wear white blouses, and I made the mistake one time. It was one time. I don't know what I was on that day, but I just decided, today is going to be the day that I'm going to put a white shirt on and do my makeup. And lo and behold, I got a freaking drop of my foundation on my shirt. So I don't do that anymore. I get ready in my PJs or in my robe. I really most of the time don't even get ready in my robe because my robe is white and we don't want no problems. We don't want any problems with my white robe having stains in it. So I usually just go about my business and I do my makeup without any of my important clothes on. And then just as a little rule of thumb, you can just put your scarf over your face while you're putting your clothes on, and that will mitigate any issues with your makeup transferring to your clothes once you put them on. But I've done a really good job lately of buying tops that I know for a fact have some wiggle room in the head area, because I wouldn't say that I have a big head, but some tops just honestly have very little space for your head to get through. Like the Aritzia sweatshirts, I'm never buying a sweatshirt from them again. Because when I say it literally chokes your neck, if it chokes your neck, you imagine what it does to your head when you're trying to put it on. So from now on, I will only be purchasing zip-ups from them, because that's one of the main reasons why I never wear my sweatshirt set, because it's to get on. Really impossible to get off without having my makeup transfer, and that's not very cute, not very demure. So I like to do a light eyeshadow just to lighten up my eye. I wouldn't say that I have hyperpigmentation on my eyes, but my eyes are just naturally a little darker, and once I've brightened my under eye, it emphasizes the darkness of my lids even more. So I just take this shade inside of the Morphe neutral palette. I've had this for quite some time. It's really beat up, but I use this shade. It's called, I don't know if this is flipped, but I think this is Promise or Midi, one of those two shades, and then it's either Bare Play or Straight Up. And then I just take that, I take the whiter shade, and I put that right in my inner corner, and it just brightens up my eye. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just brightening up the inner corner of my eye so that I look more awake, even though I'm likely very, very tired. I just like to do that. And then I put a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and then I put a little bit on the and that's that. It's nothing crazy, just minimal, simple. I realized that my blush really isn't blushing right now, so I'm gonna put on more. But I have been in love with this blush. It is the Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Gorge Orange. When I say, if you don't have Rare Beauty money for blush, then definitely invest in this one. A gorgeous bright orange. That just keeps me on track with the time. I probably could do the more calm, relaxing noise, but I don't. I've got more blush going on the face, more blush. And it's just like warming me up, I feel like. It's always good to be warm. You see like how it warmed my face up? It looked like I was toasted a little bit. I like that, because otherwise I just look washed out and a little, not gray, but I just look like I don't have much dimension to my face. And I lost my NARS Laguna bronzer, and fun fact, the shade that I have, number 7, does not come in the compact. And I've been trying to get it in the compact, but I realized it doesn't exist. So I got the wrong color twice, and now I've been using this darker bronzer, and it's fine, but I really love the way the Laguna bronzer looks, because it's literally just the perfect warm toasted bronzer, and it just brings a little bit of warmth to my face, especially since my foundation is more on the neutral side. It's not as warm as most of my other foundations have been. So I just really appreciate what it does. Now we're going to lock all of our hard work in by first taking the airbrush setting spray. This is so necessary. It just melts everything in and it makes you look flawless. Now, my makeup in person looks very soft, very skin. I get lots of compliments on my skin and what my makeup application looks like, and I promise you it's this, because I use powders, but because I use a setting spray, it literally creates this glowing cast over the powders, and I feel like it just like melts it. Think of powder as cotton candy, and this is like your saliva. So when you eat cotton candy, it sort of just dissolves, That's what's happening to the powder. It's literally dissolving, and this is the liquid that's dissolving it and making it melt into your face and just be soft and smooth. And that's what we want. And then normally I would take my fixing spray, but I can't find it. But for perfume today, this has been my go-to since I was 16. This literally smells like girl boss vibes, and we definitely want to give those today. This is La Vie Belle by Lancome. I've probably gone through easily 10 bottles of this. Like I said, it's been my thing since I was before 16, maybe 15. Definitely gone through 10 bottles of these. I get it every Christmas, every birthday. I'm telling somebody to get me some of this. It's so good. And then I like to mix it these days just to give it a little bit of a different combo. I mix it with my Valentino, and it's the perfect combination. I always get the most compliments on my fragrance when I do that. But try not to do too much because I do know that a lot of people have sensitive noses, and I don't want to have anyone sneezing or uncomfortable around me in the office. So I realize my mom said this about me. I'm just extremely mindful, and maybe sometimes it's to my own detriment because I like walk on eggshells in a lot of ways to be accommodating for other people, whereas other people will be like, I'm gonna spray it up, I'm gonna spray it down. Now I don't really care, but I just like, I'm always thinking about someone else's experience or someone else's feelings in certain circumstances, and that's just how I am. Last night I pulled out my outfit for the day. I just have this white satin shirt from Shein, and I have this gorgeous pleated midi skirt from Fashion Nova. I love this duo. Very, very cute, very sanguine. I'm going to change, and then once I change, I guess we'll officially know the vibe of like if I want to do a curls look or if I just want to keep it straight. So let's see, let's check it out. I wore this similar outfit for Easter. I just wore the more champagne top with the brown skirt, and I feel like because they're both warm toned, that worked. But because these are both cool, I decided to wear it with the white top. I've also worn this before with just a basic black top and a really pretty gray overcoat, and it looked gorgeous. That's the great thing about having a work capsule wardrobe, is that everything is so basic, but the way you accessorize it, the shoes you wear, the way you do your hair, and the type of overcoat that you wear with it can completely change and alter the way in which the outfit looks and just shows up. And that's what I love so much about fashion, y'all. My entire life I've been obsessed with blazers and just professional wear, just dressing like what in my mind is a boss. But bosses come in all shapes, sizes, looks, and whatever else. But I just loved corporate attire because my mom always wore corporate attire, and so I always admired her and I wanted to be like her. So I just fell in love with it. And around, I want to say my 8th grade year, I bought a bunch of dress pants and dressy tops and a whole bunch of stuff to wear actually to school. And it was just the funniest thing ever to me because now I'm wearing that type of stuff for every day, and that's my job. I have to wear stuff like that every day. So it's just funny how life works out. Let's see what we'll do with this curl. I'm trying to see if I even want to curl it, but I think I'm liking the curl so far. I haven't put direct heat and curled my hair in so long, guys, that I don't even know if I'm doing this right, or at least the way that I should be doing it to get the results that I want. But I think we're off to a good start. I think we are. I did 3 pieces. I'm gonna do 4th. And I think it's so important to know how to use a curler. I am not the person to explain this to you. I wish I was, but I really do struggle with explaining things to people. But just do as I'm doing, mirror what I'm doing. I am in my bathroom mirror, and this is my right hand, and this is the left side of my face. And I'm looking in the mirror, and as of right now, the clamp is at an angle to where my index finger can tap it and move it as I please. And I'm just lightly brushing them out because I don't want a tight curl. I just want the hair to just give effortlessly curled. I'm just lightly waving the hair. And this is a 2-inch barrel. This is by the brand Kristen S. You can get this at any Target. It's literally amazing, but I'm already loving the results of these. Already obsessed because I like what it's doing right there. All right, so that's all waved out, and look at the difference. This is flat. This is very flat, silky, bone straight appearing hair, and this is more flavor. This is more like Kim K. I'm gonna take my front framing pieces, brush them out, and just curl them. I'm going a couple inches away from the top just to make sure that I don't give myself a harsh line of demarcation. And then I'm just curling. And fun fact, my mom was a licensed cosmetologist. While I was growing up, she used to do nails and hair, and for many, many years she had clients still when I was a little girl that would come over to the house and like get their nails done, and I met so many amazing women. Please put me on to you guys' Get Ready in the Morning playlist. I am on the hunt for something good, something amazing. I need to like recurl these. And while I do love my heatless curls, there's just something about direct heat that just lasts longer. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the science is. It's probably just that it's direct heat. I love the way that's looking. I absolutely love that. Let's come back here. And some days you have a really good curl day, and others you, like, for the life of you, whatever you do, you cannot get it to look the same. So just give yourself grace. That's why I don't curl my hair every day. Most of the time I've just been wearing it straight. And fun fact, these are still those Love Me bundles that I got installed in September. So that should just give you a little taste of what the quality of these bundles are like. So if you guys do want to make that quick investment, because these are on the cheaper side of bundles. It's considered pack hair, but it comes in a box. So it's a little bit nicer. I do have another box of this hair on hand, and I'm thinking for my next install I might do a side part. But honestly, I've just been loving this middle part on me. I've never been one to really like middle parts, but the way that she installed this into my hair was genuinely perfect. It's so flat, and I normally can get it this flat myself, but because my hair was so chewed up at my leave out, it just made it a nightmare trying to style it before, because last year when I had a middle part, I had just gotten bangs 5 months prior, and so my leave out just wasn't as long, and so it just made styling the quick weave just a nightmare. But now that my leave out has grown and it's flourishing, and this is literally the only time that I'm putting direct heat on it. I'm saying that and you guys might catch me curling my hair tomorrow, but to be completely honest with you, I rarely put direct heat on it. I normally use the overnight curlers, and throughout the day they will eventually get to this point. And so I don't mind as much having a middle part because I know I'm not damaging my middle part hair as much. But before, I was really damaging my middle part hair, and she had gotten a little bit of bleach on my ends. You see how it's like little light waves now? I love that. And my hair, my curling iron is not on a really high setting. It's just on 365, because for these waves, we don't need extremely hot heat. We just need something just enough. And the reason why these are coming out such big waves on the onset is because this is such a big barrel. And my hair is 18, 20, and 22, I believe. So that works for this hair. Now, if you have shorter hair, you're gonna wanna use the 1.5 inch barrel, and that makes a huge difference. I think it's actually 1.25 inches. And that one is my favorite for like really curls when you want it to last all day. Like when my quick weaves are about 20 inches all the way around, I pull out the smaller one. Now, this is my go-to jewelry for work. I just like to rock my little two-tone movement watch. Every girl should invest in a watch like this, okay? You have to have Rolex money. You don't have to have Patek money to wear a watch. This is literally like a $150 watch. It looks very classy. It looks expensive. I love how dainty it is. Like for those of us who have smaller wrists, my wrists aren't that small, but this does work. I didn't even have to get this sized when I got it. Normally I have to go take my watches to like a station in the mall to have them remove the links, but I didn't have to do that with this one, which was a godsend. If you're interested in investing in quality jewelry pieces that are statements, quality everyday jewelry, I think is worth the investment. This was around $150 to $200. I can't remember, but I have it also in black and gold. And the silver and gold is what I wear all the time just because I have a silver ring. Sometimes I wear silver earrings. Like, I like to keep everything relatively in the same family, and mixing metals is the way that I'm able to get away with not strictly wearing gold. And plus, a lot of my bags don't strictly have gold hardware. And I just feel like that's been trending lately, but I've literally been doing this for years. A lot of the girlies are, and a lot of brands are introducing a lot more mixed metal pieces, but this has been my thing for forever. So I'm really glad that they're doing that, because not a lot of brands do it. They either sell gold or silver. So having those mixed metal pieces makes those transitions between your pieces that are yellow gold to true gold to silver like so much easier. So I definitely recommend every girl owning a two-tone watch. And then we're done. I just saw this TikTok video, and this woman made her own dusting powder. Like, she had a big powder puff. She put a whole bunch of different like scented baby powders in this bin, and then she put drops of aromatherapy in it. And then I don't know where she dusted it at, but it had like 1.5 million. We were like, we need step by step. What was that for? What did you do? So I've never thought to put aromatherapy inside of my baby powder, but that makes so much sense. Like, everywhere that you're gonna sweat already, just put some powder on it. So we're gonna do that today. I don't actually have like a puff, which is the reason why I don't ever really wear baby powder, because it's just so messy. Before, when my boobs were bigger, I would put it in under my boobs, but I don't really have an under boob anymore. As you guys know, I got a breast reduction. And let me know if you guys want an updated video on my experience with my breast reduction, how I went about it and everything. I'm more than happy to talk about that, because I feel like so much has happened and I haven't been able to like sit down and actually talk to you guys about what happened and the whole process. So just let me know. I can give you guys updates. I can show you before and after pictures. I mean, you get the difference, but I guess I look at myself every day, and so it was a lot more obvious to me. But we're now done. All we have to do is our little lip combo. It's currently 7:45. We're doing great on time. So we have gotten all ready. Normally around this time I would make my own chai, and you guys know my recipe. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go check out my last video of a day in my life as a unemployed girl boss. But I just used the Tazo chai latte and pumpkin spice, the Chobani pumpkin spice creamer. But today I have the International Delight one. We're gonna try that out. And I don't exactly have a to-go cup. I don't have a to-go thermos for drinks. Never in a million years would I thought that I would use this little Ohio State cup, but it's my first day on the job. Why not? Let them know where we from. So we're gonna make a quick drink. Actually, I'm not gonna do my chai because I do want coffee. So we're just going to do this, and we're gonna bring in some creamer. And then I will just make my drink in the office, and it'll be fresh and hot and ready to go. But I do think as it starts to get colder, I probably will like to have a hot coffee as soon as I wake up in the mornings, just because it's so cold in Chicago, and I just don't know that I have it in me to walk with nothing that's warm in my hands. That's plenty. We have some creamer in here. I probably should put like all of my creamer in here and just transport that to work and then make my cups of coffee singular, but I think I like this. I prefer this. I'll just get my coffee, let it get cold, and then have an iced coffee at work. And at the one day I realized, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna use up all this creamer myself, so why don't I just bring it in the office? Well, I brought it in the office and all of my creamer was gone before I could even use it. So definitely not doing that again. Now we just need to do our little lip, and then we'll be out the door. And I also bring my own oatmeal to work, and I just use the bowls that they have and the plastic spoons. And if they have milk, I'll put milk in it, or I'll just do water. But that's a perfect in-office meal, and I just keep them inside this little bin for now. And we'll probably get a different station for it, but that's what I've been doing. I'll probably do a more in-depth morning routine video and like show you guys what I've been doing to set myself up for success in my new role. So let me know if you guys want any of my tips and tricks as I'm navigating this new corporate space, because I will say it's different. It's a lot different. Creative people aren't punctual. People are a lot more friendly. Most of the time you make friends with your coworkers and whatnot. That's rare, but I just so happen to work for a company that's really dope. So I've made a lot of friends with my coworkers. You guys know I'm beefing with them because I don't know what they did to the formula, but it's not the same. So this is officially my last bottle that I will ever be buying of this, and I will be actually getting, I think it's the NYX Milk Gloss. They have one. It's very, very pretty. Love it. And I'll just be sticking to that because this has been ghetto. But what do you guys think of the final look? Thank you so much for getting ready with me for my first day of work. I'm so excited. OOTD, very cute, very sanguine. And now we are on our way out the door. So I'll see you guys at work. Bye.